Eli, you've been obviously part of this program for a while now. What have you noticed that's just a little bit different, with how you guys are approaching everything?
I think college football's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
In the aspect of the way the rules are, the things you're allowed to do. I think it's harder to build a team these days than it ever is. And Stoops is doing his best job. All our coaches are doing their best job to bring in quality guys, but there's just a lot of turnover. So there's going to be some disconnect at the beginning. We've got a lot of guys that haven't been a part of this program, but for 2 months. I mean, that's the majority of our roster. Devin, the guy you just talked to, he's only been here a couple months. He's still trying to figure out what Kentucky's all about. He's done a great job, but there's a lot of guys in that position. So I think we just really need to focus on driving home the rest of spring, all through summer, all through fall camp, what this program is built on, because there's a lot of guys that haven't been here very long. They're being asked and tasked with being big parts of this team.
Is there almost a sense of urgency knowing that this spring schedule, it doesn't last forever? You guys want to get these corrected, obviously, before it ends. So what's kind of the urgency like to have those leaders step up?
Yeah, there's always an urgency, because there's always a finite number of practices. You can always get up here and say, well, tomorrow we're going to flush today and get after it tomorrow. At some point, the buck has to stop somewhere. So I think our leaders are going to do a great job of stepping up over the weekend, just getting with our guys, building those relationships I was talking about, and just getting in the film. And you have to be very critical. I mean, if anyone thinks they've made it because of the season they had last year, the practice they had Monday, it's just not how it goes. It starts over every single day. You had a good practice Tuesday, okay, flush it. You got to do it again Thursday. And the same goes for anyone who played last. You were All-American last year, that's gone. It's flushed. They're not going to just hand it to you again this year. So it's just building and building and building.
Mark's used the term brand and also identity a lot. The spring, your guy's been around that, been in part of the brand. What does it mean to you when he comes out and kind of challenges you with that?
Yeah, it's tough to hear that, because it's something, being from Kentucky and having been here going in my 5th year, it means a lot to me. That's something I've taken a lot of pride in, and I think it's something that it just goes back to we have a lot of new faces. A lot of people come and go with the way the transfer portal is these days, and we always welcome those guys in, and we wish the best to everyone departing, but at some point we have to be able to bring those in and show those people hey, this isn't how it was wherever you were. How good of a school that might have been, where you're coming from. This is Kentucky, and this is how we're going to play football. And we have to get back to instilling those roots into our players from day one and on.
Eli, you individually played center versus guard. Where do you fall in that decision? Would you have a position you prefer? Just what's it kind of been like?
Yeah, that's up to Coach Cohen. It's something that he's been looking at playing. I know you guys seen Jagger playing a little center, and I played right guard in 21 when Coach Cohen was here, so I think there's a little familiarity with him and me playing right guard in his offense, and I think you get something that's going to be beneficial for Jagger. We need to build depth across the offensive line. We struggled last year. That's no surprise to anybody. So if the formula we had last year wasn't working, well, what can we do to tweak it? Is it better for me to play guard and Jagger play center? That's what spring ball's about. If it's not, then we'll switch back. If it is, then we'll keep it, and whatever gets the best 5 guys out there is what we'll end up doing.
Devin mentioned earlier this week when he got here, he had a meeting with you and the rest of the offensive line just to talk about what went wrong last year, how that unit's going to be better. What was that meeting like? How did that kind of build chemistry with all of you guys?
Yeah, it's that was pretty impactful, I think, because like I said, we have a lot of new faces, a lot of people coming and going, and as sad as it is for me to say, the guy whose face is out there for a reason, there's only 4 or 5 guys that were here when Coach Harmon was in that O-line room that remember the culture he built, the roots he planted, and the way we develop people. And it's not a knock on any coach was here. Obviously, everyone loves Coach Andrews. He's a great coach, but a lot of people forget how that room was started and what brought that room success in the beginning. And it was just reminding those guys what this room was about, how the room was built, and what we can do to rebuild the Big Blue Wall. Because last year was not, no one was happy with that. That's not how we play. That's not the standard that's been set forth for this program, like the guys like Drake, who's in our room now. And it's just something we got to get back to. That goes back to playing our brand of football. We're known for running the football. We're known for the Big Blue Wall, protecting the quarterback, moving people off the line of scrimmage. That's what we're going to get back to.
Everybody good? Thank you, Eli.